Hi, kindergarten and first grade teachers. This is Leanne again, and I'm going to be going over your lesson 2 for your lesson plan for kindergarten and first grade. So let's go ahead and get started. Glad you're back here with me. Here we go. So for our lesson 2, we're going to start off with, in kindergarten and first grade, we're going to be looking at our oral language piece, and we're going to be looking at that essential question and how we can expand on that question. What did we learn about from yesterday? How can we connect to our question of the week from today, that essential question? It's also going to be expanding on vocabulary and then adding some more vocabulary words in first grade. Remember, we also have that routine that we can follow for our students so that we can lighten that cognitive load and focus more on the words and not just on trying to remember what we're supposed to do, because we have that routine to help and guide them with that. The next thing we're going to do is I've got the screen representing kindergarten and first grade because it is start to get a little bit different. So first thing, you will hopefully also have your lesson plan templates that you've been working with, whether it's digital or paper, however you plan to upload that assignment. I just have mine here with me along with my teacher's edition to help me walk through each piece of these lessons with you. So whether you're doing that on the online platform or you're doing it along here with the teacher's edition hard copy. So for first grade, you're going to look at the interactive read aloud, and that's going to come with interactive read aloud cards that you're actually going to be able to flip through as well, and then also be able to project digitally on the online platform. Kindergarten, you're going to be looking at a reread for your lesson 2 of What About Bear? So another exposure of that big book, of that anchor text. So first grade, this is where you're going to go to your interactive read aloud, and kindergarten, you're going to go to a reread of your big book of What About Bear? If you're following along on your lesson plan template, you will see that. If you're following along also on your teacher's edition, you will also see that flow or that pattern. The next piece that we both will be doing in kindergarten and first grade is we go to that word work piece. We are only looking at that high frequency part. We're not doing the spelling piece, remember, because we have that in our 95 core phonics program for our foundations block. We're just going to be looking at those high frequency words, and that is because we're going to be connecting those to our shared read. So in first grade, you're going to be doing a reread of your lesson 2 with Jack Can. And in kindergarten, you're going to be doing your first read with a shared read of I Can. In your teacher's edition, you'll be able to see where the book is at in the reading writing companion so that they can be following along with you. And then also looking at how it has setting the purpose. It's got some of the phonics pieces in there, the high frequency words, and that's got that comprehension piece. Being mindful that the explicit instruction of those phonics skills is coming from the 95 phonics core program. Say that 10 times fast. But this is where we're going to be reteaching or pre-teaching those skills as well, because we want students to have access to text. So again, first grade, you're going to be looking at a reread of Jack Can because you did that in your lesson 1. Kindergarten, you're looking at that first read with your shared read of I Can, represented in your teacher's edition, represented in your lesson plan template if you're following along. First grade, big pieces with your reread of the shared read are going to be reading, they're going to talk and share, and they're going to write. Those are big pieces. And having students being able to have all those pieces so that when they're ready to write, they've had exposure to being able to hear it, read it, talk about it, and now I can write about it. First grade, you're also going to go back into your interactive writing piece, which is going to be writing about how your shared read Jack Can. So there's even a bigger piece of application. Kindergarten, your students are going to be writing about the literature big book, What About Bear? Because this would have been their second exposure or second lesson about What About Bear? So again, we're getting into that. We heard about it, we talked about it, and now I'm going to write about it in my reading writing companion. So again, in your teacher's edition, you have your T3I and T3J pages, which give you that full 5-day lesson at a big glance. We're looking just specifically at lesson 2 right now. You also have your lesson 2 and your lesson plan template that you're following along with to plan. And that's going to be your next steps right now, using your lesson plan template and your teacher's edition Unit 1, Lessons 1 through 5, specifically Lesson 2, go ahead and complete what that would look like, and any additional notes and pieces that you need so that if you looked at this on that first week in August, you were able to be set up for success and be able to infer what you meant when you were writing certain notes here. This is meant to be for a tool for you. So go ahead and finish that Lesson 2, and I'll see you for Lesson 3.